Massachusetts is home to over 6.5 million people. It's rich with historic, multicultural, and iconic events. Each day, residents and millions of visitors enjoy the vast opportunities that the Commonwealth has to offer. Unfortunately, we know all too well that there are individuals out there that try to disrupt our community with intentional acts of crime and violence. Each of us can help law enforcement and public safety officials prevent these types of incidents by always remembering that if you see something, you should say something. As you go about your daily routine, be aware of your surroundings. If you notice something suspicious or something that's out of the ordinary and just doesn't seem right, you should report it to law enforcement by calling 911 or your local police department. Stay away from any potentially dangerous situation. Police officers are trained to handle and respond to these types of events. Reporting what you've observed can be an invaluable resource to law enforcement officers. What is considered suspicious or out of the ordinary? Suspicious activities or situations could include individuals that show an unusual interest in a facility or location, such as a person taking notes, drawing maps, or making obvious observations of restricted areas. Illegally parked vehicles near an event or restricted location. Any unattended items that are abandoned by someone, may be hidden or placed in an isolated location, do not seem to belong, or is a prohibited item at a special event. Remember, you should never judge someone based on their appearance. A person's race, ethnicity, national origin, or religious affiliation is not suspicious. Instead, you should be mindful of suspicious behavior and situations, such as an unattended backpack in a public place, or someone trying to break into a restricted area. Factors or stereotypes that are unrelated to some type of criminal activity should not be considered suspicious. What to do? If you notice any activity or behavior which seems out of the ordinary, or if you see an unattended or suspicious-looking package, immediately contact law enforcement by calling 911, your local police department, or by alerting a nearby law enforcement officer. Remember, first responders are trained to handle these types of situations. Never take unnecessary risks or try to act as an investigator while observing or reporting what you've seen. Always make sure that you notify the police right away. When reporting information to law enforcement, it is important to share as much detail as possible. Try to observe and remember details such as physical descriptions of the individual, including hair color, eye color, tattoos, or clothing. Descriptions of an item, such as the type of item, the size, or color. Direction of travel of an individual or vehicle. And vehicle information, such as the make, model, and license plate number. Review. Remember, reporting suspicious activities and unattended packages should be based on behaviors that seem suspicious or out of the ordinary. If you see something that just isn't right, say something and follow these important steps. 1. Report it to law enforcement by calling 911 or your local police department. 2. Never take unnecessary risks. When you see something, say something. Reporting your observations can and does make a difference in keeping Massachusetts safe.